Do you have a super big life transition coming up? Maybe a job change, new baby on the way, you're moving, or even getting ready for retirement? Knowing exactly what's going on with your money is the #1 way to reduce stress around these amazing times in our lives. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. I'm Katie. I'm a financial coach for women, and I help you become joyfully debt-free. If you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, please do that now. And if you're excited about this video, how to reduce stress around big life events when it comes to your money, then go ahead and click the like button. So I actually got this idea for a video from one of my clients recently who is getting ready for retirement. I know, it's super exciting. Like, she cannot wait to leave her job and start a new life of waking up and sort of not having to answer to anyone, get to do the things that she loves, and just spend the rest of her life on her own terms, right? Doesn't that sound amazing? That is what is coming for her in the next 6 to 9 months. But what was so strange about this circumstance is that when we started working together and she was telling me about this dream of retiring by the end of the year, I asked for some details about, okay, so have you met with your financial planner? Do you know what your income will be when you're retiring? You know, what are the resources? What are your investments? How are you going to do this? And guess what? She had no idea. Like, no idea. And so that's why we're going to talk about this today, why actually having a finger on the pulse of your money situation for big events, especially one that has to do with leaving your job and your income behind, is so important. So we're going to go through a few different examples of big life events and how knowing what's going on with your money can reduce stress around those events, and some ways that you can specifically know what's going on with your money, some things that you can do to actually help reduce that stress. All right, so let's dig right in. Right, so #1, and I've actually dealt with this often with clients where someone is either going through a job transition or they're expecting a new baby. And these are two really great examples of, we know that there's going to be some change in how we spend money or in how much money we have coming in, right? So the numbers are going to be different. A lot of people, when they are expecting their first child, anticipate spending a lot more money, which more or less is true, I think, as they get older. But the newborn stage is, you know, they just kind of eat and sleep and go to the bathroom. Or in the case of an income change, maybe there's a raise, or maybe we're actually taking a pay cut. If we don't actually know the specifics of how we're spending money right now or how much money we've had coming in, any kind of pay change can feel a little uncomfortable. So what is the key to alleviating stress around the money situation to make expecting a child or getting a job change? Have a budget. Know what your cash flow plan is. Have a zero-based budget. Know exactly where your money is going every single month. And you guys, it is so much easier to do than a lot of us make it out to be. So when I say budget, what do I mean? Always, what I'm talking about here is just a plan for your money. A budget is meant to be freeing. All it does is tells your money what to do. You're in the driver's seat. You're in control. You get to tell your money what to do and where it is going. That's all a budget is. It just puts you in the driver's seat. We are not going to restrict anything. We're just telling your money what to do before your money goes and does something without your permission, okay? So having a really crystal clear zero-based budget where you know what every single dollar is doing before the month even begins is such a great way to know, okay, here's what we're spending, here's what we want to be spending, here's how much income we have, and now you just know really well exactly how money is coming in and going out. So what that means is when a new baby is coming, we say, well, here's what we have available to put towards baby supplies, formula, diapers, you know, whatever it is. And in the same vein, if you are having a job change, we know what our expenses are. We know what we like to spend on fun stuff, what we're trying to save for vacation, what we're putting towards debt. All of those things are very clear so that when we see how our income shifts, we're able to go and make adjustments quickly, and it's not this big question mark in our mind of how much money do we have and what do we need. #2, and here's the example that I see quite a bit. When someone is getting ready to move, whether it's across town or across the country, there's a move happening. Oh, and they're trying to open up college savings accounts for their kids, and they're trying to pay off debt, and they're a little bit stressed because they haven't been saving enough money throughout the year to cover, you know, small car emergencies and repairs and things that come up throughout the year and kind of surprise them. So all of a sudden, we're spreading ourselves thin and we're trying to do too many things at once in the midst of a big transition, moving. So if you are moving, and actually this applies to the job change and the new baby too. If you are going through a major transition like this, we have got to focus on one thing with our money. Most of the time, particularly when it comes with moving, it's building up some cash for the move, so that you know that you can cover any closing costs, any major moving expenses that you have, any repairs that kind of come up as you move into the new home. Especially if it's your first home, just getting comfortable with having some money set aside for the house, for the move in that transition period. So why did I bring up paying off debt and setting up kids' college and, you know, other savings accounts? Well, let's not stretch ourselves too thin. For this temporary period of the transition of the move, it is okay to just pay the minimums on your debt. It is okay to not set up new savings accounts unless it is specifically designated for the move itself. It is okay if you are not trying to save a whole bunch of money in your retirement. Let's focus on one thing if there's some stress around money at this point, so that we can transition and make that move, make that shift easily and without a lot of money stress and drama, because we're not really sure what we're supposed to be focusing on. Let's pick the thing, whatever that transition is, that period of time, and go full force focusing on that specific thing. What you focus on is what you're going to be successful at. So if we're focusing on too many things at once and not the actual big life event at hand, we're going to get really confused and we are not going to be successful. The last thing, and this ties back to this particular client that I mentioned at the beginning, is that when you're going through life in general, money touches everything, right? So no matter where we are, no matter what the stage of life we're in, our money situation is going to be important. It is so important that we know what our desired outcome is. What is it that we actually want? And I'm not sure how many times I've said this to a client or in a video or a live stream, but I love this question. What do you actually want? What is the desired outcome of paying off this debt, saving this money, making this move, taking this job? Like, why? Why are we doing this? What is the outcome that we actually want? And it is so important that we have that very clearly in our mind, in the forefront, as we make decisions with our money. So this client in particular, right? She's getting ready to retire. Has no idea what resources are available to her, has to really get clear with her financial team and talking about if she can do this right now, or is she just emotionally reacting to her job situation and her age and wanting to just get out quickly, right? So we have to actually know what's going on. But here's the other piece. When I ask her, okay, so what does retirement look like? What do we need income for? What is a retirement budget going to look like? What is the plan? What are we excited for? What do we want to spend the money on? She was so apologetic about the things that she was excited to spend her time on. Her animals, her son, reading books, buying gifts for friends and family. Anytime something came up that had to do with her desires, her wishes, her wants for retirement, there was so much guilt and shame and apology tied to that circumstance. And that to me is unacceptable. Those are the most important things. Those are the priorities. That is why we are doing what we're doing with our money. That is why we are stewarding our resources. That is why we are paying off debt. That's why we are saving money, to protect ourselves and our loved ones and to create those opportunities to have those experiences, to enjoy our life. If you are getting ready to transition, whether it's job, move, baby, or leaving the workforce and retiring, maybe you're leaving a career that feels stable to start a business. Why? What is the desired outcome? And let's make sure that we're very clear about that. So as we make money decisions, we're doing it for the right reasons every single time. Okay, my friends, so let me know in the comments below, what is a big life transition that you've gone through recently? And do you have any tips for how you were able to navigate it successfully with your money? Okay, that's it for today. Thank you so much for being here. Subscribe, like this video, and share this video with a friend or family member who might be going through one of these kind of big transitions right now. I will see you next week. Bye.